alive. Figure, I'm chilling. Let's, how do I do the thing? Boom. Go live. That's us right now. Call it a late night live stream. I should keep. Oh, all right. You know what? I'm gonna get the chat open on my TV so that I can actually see what you guys are saying and doing. Hold on, and then we're gonna check out some TikTok, late night stream. Alright, so then let me go to this. Now we're here just in case. And if you have already chatted, I apologize. I cannot see anything, but I'm opening my chat as we speak. My Chromebook is rather slow, so it might take a second. But I'm going to get that up. Make sure I say hello to y'all. As you guys know, I love you. I love you. What was that movie? It was something like that. I'm a little drunk, by the way. I love you. I love that. What was it? I love you. I love you. It was people at a locker. It was a funny movie. No. Maybe it was a commercial. I don't know. Hold on. I'm getting this up. Oh, I gotta frickin' do that. The Raging Tomato thing I did. Alright. Chat is open. Hey, what's up, Trey? Live chat. All right. Okay. Well, so we streaming. So let's check out what's on TikTok.
Streamer that just had a fight with you guys this past Tuesday. I know we
Shit. Oh, whoa. What happened there? Oh, I hit the wrong button.
had chatted earlier.
Shout out to Project V. Oh, yep. I'm a little drunk. I may or have allegedly been taking in a little bunch of fireball shooters into work. Allegedly. I may or may not have been doing that. What we got?
Making sure that we just had a
This I don't know what it is about this
streamer
about this channel, but people seem to love, myself included, Amalfi Jets. It's a private jet company, and they just talk about like stuff that's going on, at their private jet company. But it's always so interesting. I will never be able to afford a private jet, but let's see what they got.
We just had a famous streamer that just had a fight with you guys this past Tuesday. I know we had chatted earlier.
Yes, a little. I'm responsible, okay? I'm not gonna get sloshed at work.
About making sure that the Wi-Fi would run. Yes. I just wanted to just update you and let you know that the stream went so well. We had over 100,000 people tune in live. Wow. We picked up almost 25,000 new subs by the time the wheels hit the ground. And the chat was losing it when they...
Shout out to Johnny Keith. Welcome to the party. If we're talking about what I do at work where I just came from, I am a server, but I also am a dog trainer and, of course, a live streamer live here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That would be funny if I was an Uber driver, but no. Thank you. Come again. No, I'm a server at like a Mexican, it's like Tex-Mex type, not quite Tex-Mex, but not quite Mexican. You know how that goes. So, and then of course, I don't know what's about to come up on TikTok. So we're just going with what we're going with.
Oh no, he was in the air.
Awesome.
God damn it. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. Okay, I want to do that. And then I want to do that.
You guys have like a jet card?
Yes.
Is it like
The Amalfi One jet card. So I mean, if this is going to be something you guys have been doing often, of kind of streaming while flying
NJ all day, New Jersey, baby.
private, definitely getting on the Amalfi One jet card would make sense. I mean, it depends on your travel. It requires a minimum.
Yeah, this one's more of just a commercial. We'll skip on. Alright, so this chick, I appreciate this chick. You may have seen her before if you tune in to the regular live streams. I've talked about this lady before. She's got a very good way of talking about religious stuff that isn't super like militant atheist stuff. What does that mean? What does that mean, Trey? Why can't I never be a Texan? What if I move to Texas?
Religion? Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Do you think we need religion? Yeah,
Do we
said the
though?
atheist. Are you an atheist? Yeah.
Brett Weinstein, if you didn't know.
But I take religion super seriously.
I mean, I do too, but that doesn't mean we need it. All it means is that we need some type of story so that people can grab on to why we should be good people. Doesn't need to be a fake story about a man in the sky.
Something that more and more even atheists are talking about is this idea that most people need religion because they don't have the privilege and the personality types to do life without it.
And I don't disagree with that wholeheartedly, but the fact is that what they are saying when they say we need religion is they're saying we need Christianity, we need Islam, we don't need those things. Do we need a moral structure to believe in? Absolutely, but it doesn't need to be a fake story.
So for people to do well outside of religion, you need 4 things. First of all is you just need general security. So think welfare, healthcare, education, Nordic country stuff. You also need strong culture or social support outside of the church. So clubs and friendships and neighbors. This is especially easier
In the clear.
if you have a smaller population. And then personality-wise, you need to have a high tolerance for ambiguity. You need to be low in needing order and structure. You need to be okay with paradox. You need to be okay with chaos. You need to be okay with not knowing things.
You need to be okay with not knowing things. This is a part of whether it's nihilism, existentialism, or my favorite, absurdism, that being able to realize that we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. That's okay.
Only certain personality types that can thrive under that. And then the last thing is that you need to have an internal meaning-making system, which means if the universe doesn't give you meaning and purpose, you need to be the kind of personality that creates it. So
Exactly. That is what I aim. Shout out to Roland K. Welcome to the party. I just got home from work. I'm a little drunk and I figured I'm going to just scroll TikTok for a little while. So let's bring you guys along with me. And this lady is speaking facts, talking about how we need that religious structure. Whether we need religion is a different question. Hey, dilly. I'm not drinking anymore. I mean, I'm right past where I want to be. But other than that, dilly. So that's what this lady talking about. But again, I'm just scrolling through TikTok, seeing what comes up. Some of it's going to be good. Some of it might be bad. We here for it.
I'm creating my community. I'm creating my moral system. I'm creating my philosophy for life.
Shout out to the disciples.
And there's only certain personality types that want to do that kind of legwork to create meaning from the ground up. Now, if you're a non-religious person and you have all of that, you're going to do as well or better than religious people. But
if you have that, if you have all of the good things from religion, but you don't actually have religion, you're going to do just fine. It's almost like that's all I've been talking about whenever it comes to religion. Trey said, I think they used religion to set a precedent of morality, but like anything, people used to justify being superior. Exactly. Beautifully said. And that's where the problem of dogma, where you believe it so wholeheartedly that you think that you're better than other people, that's where that comes from. And we don't need it. We don't need it. I think for a long time, we really did. Not anymore.
If you're missing either that like cultural welfare or also that those personality traits, you're not going to do better without religion. You're going to do worse. So then the deeper question that secularism is really struggling with, and a lot of atheist circles are really talking about, is if most people don't have that, if most people don't have the kind of cultural security and also personality types to thrive outside of religion, should
Then we need to create it.
we really be critiquing religion? Do most people need religion? And if that's the
And right now, I do think most people need religion. But what I'm trying to do is build a world where that's not the case. Shout out to Boricus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, that's funny, but I do find curry disgusting. I had an Indian neighbor when I was a kid, and like his house just smelled what you would think an Indian person's house smelled like. And yikes. I've never been able to go back and eat Indian food. Yeah. Welcome to the party. Just scrolling through my TikTok, seeing what's good.
case, if the world is really worse, if most people lost religion, then do we need to just try to make religion healthier,
No, we need to just do better than religion.
not critique it to get rid of it? And then when you add that data to the data on how the more you know, the more unhappy you are, then you have to answer the question, how much do you really want to know?
Yep. And there's a lot that you don't want to know. And I completely agree, Roland Case. And I think people need each other, not religion. 100%. Everything that people need from religion comes from the fact that there's community and tradition and other people. You hit the nail on the head. Roland said, that reminds me, I gotta read Ryan T. Cragen's Goodbye Religion, The Causes and Consequences of Religion. Sounds like a good read. All right, let's move on. We get the point from this lady.
How much should we know?
Gave it a like. Let's see what else we got here.
Craziest thing about this T app is not that I had this exact idea.
Have you guys seen this T app? I don't fully know what the T app is. I get that it's some kind of app, but I'm not fully sure. Well, let's see what this guy's talking about.
It is that I told 3 women about this idea and they all talked me out of it, but it gets even worse. See, this idea came to me from what I consider to be a very funny place. One of my gay friends was talking to me about how he wished he could leave a review on a guy who was a painter. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, don't worry about it. The community knows what it means. Probably don't look that
I don't even want to know.
up. Your life isn't going to be improved by knowing that. And I was like, that's not the worst idea ever. Like, you could probably use it for some safety purposes and like maybe.
Yeah, rolling. What is it? What is it? I mean, I understand that it seems to be some type of new dating thing. But outside of that, like a lot of people are like making it seem like, oh, you're down bad if you're on the T app. But I don't understand why. Like what about it? Shout out to Dr. Squatch. Welcome to the party. He said the 20th century was the most atheistic era of human history. Nietzsche, Mao, Stalin, Marx, Mussolini, Camus, with an S. Shout out to Camus. And it was also the bloodiest time in human history. That is what we call a correlation. There was also the most religiosity in the 20th century than there's been before or after. So that could go either way. And again, that is what we call a correlation, not a causation. But welcome to the party. Rolling said, girls post pictures of dudes, full name, and gossip about him, and ask if he's a red flag. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's see. Let's wind this back. Now,
Craziest thing about this T app is not that I had this exact idea. It is that I told 3 women about this idea and they all talked me out of it, but it gets even worse. See, this
could have been rich, bro.
idea came to me from what I consider to be a very funny place. One of my gay friends.
Shout out to MILF Crotch. Love the name and love them both, but I've never DMT, so I'm going to pick DMT because I wish I have done DMT. And MDMA is great, but it's probably not DMT. You know what I mean? Welcome to the party. Just checking out my TikTok. We also got Zorro in the building. Welcome. Said correlation does not equal causation. Exactly. All right, back to the T-app.
Was talking to me about how he wished he could leave a review on a guy who was a painter. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, don't worry about it. The community knows what it means. Probably don't look that up. Your life isn't going to be improved by knowing that. And I was like, that's not the worst idea ever. Like, you could probably use it for some safety purposes and like maybe like a dash of shade, So I go home, I write up the plan for it. I even go so far as like mapping out some of what the interface would look like, right? Then I go talk to 3 of my gal friends who were very active in the Are We Dating the Same Guy threads. And I'm like, this is perfect market research, They love the drama. They love the gossip. Yep. This is going to be great. But they all immediately are like, we are a little concerned. Like, we feel like this could definitely lead to some safety issues for women. And this could really be used to destroy a lot of
women. You mean an app specifically posting the photo and full name of a man could somehow be unsafe for women? Okay. Yep, I'm right there with you, Rolling. I might have to get another one.
Reputations, and I kind of thought it was weird. It seems like this would probably be correct on both sides, but hey, I hear him out. I have a come to Jesus moment. I'm like, regardless, this probably is not going to
be anonymous on this shit. Yo, come on. They're always like, oh, I'm so unsafe.
A net positive for society in any way. This is going to be something that will negatively impact people, so I kind of scrap it. Simply put, the majority of the time that someone's going to leave a review for something, it's not because they're happy with it. So I'm like, how many negative reviews are going to be just a misguided way to slander somebody that they have like a little bit of animosity toward because of like a failed relationship or like...
So dude's just trying to say, actually, I came up with that.
The whole you can't be...
Oh, I like Jonathan. What does Roland say? I was told dudes aren't even on it. How the fuck does that make sense? It doesn't. It does not. It does not make sense. Jonathan's always spitting facts. Let's see.
Ethical billionaire shit. It's just too much.
Oh no! Usually he's talking about dating stuff, and he's spot on. But okay, as you can see over here, Libertarian Jesus. Another Jesus reposted this, okay, but you can't be an ethical billionaire. This is about to be some lefty bullshit.
The whole you can't be an ethical billionaire shit. It's just too much of that logic lies within the opinion.
Yes! Hell yeah! I knew it! I knew he wasn't going to be on some bullshit. I mean,
I've heard other arguments for it, but the best one I've heard is, well, this is just all hypothetical. There's 1,000 employees, and they're producing $20 billion a year, and the owner is collecting $19.5 billion and paying the rest of the $500 million out to the employees. That's unethical because they're creating the whole big amount. What did I say, 200 billion? I don't know. And that is bad, and that makes you a bad person because you're...
And of course, we all know that the reason that the CEO or the entrepreneur who created the company makes more money is because they took all the risk to create that company, and the workers are just laborers.
Robbing them of their labor. Stop, slow down. So when he just had the landscaping company, it was him and his first employee, and his company was making $70,000, and he was paying that employee $30,000. So he had $40,000 left over for himself, his bills, his family, to pay the taxes for the company, pay for all the equipment. He was broker than the employee, and then his business started doing better, so he hired a few more employees, and it was pretty even. At that point, he was getting paid the same as the employees and running the company. Then he got a few more employees, and now he was living a little better than all of his employees, and all the company shit was paid for. Then over time, he kept getting a bigger and bigger check and more assets, and all the employees kept making $30,000 to $50,000. And now he's evil? But he's the same person. And then there's this, right? What if I simply...
He's the same person. It's almost like he worked for his money.
Disagree that stealing labor, what you define as stealing labor, what if I say that's okay? What if I think that that's not so bad? Or the whole being a landlord is unethical? What if I spent my 20s grinding away? I bought a duplex. I lived in one side. The other person lived in the other side. I paid half of my mortgage. They paid me rent, which went to the other half of my mortgage. And I'm making net $0. I'm just building equity. And then I kept grinding, telling myself no while everyone else was going on vacations and buying nice cars and telling themselves yes. And I bought another house. And then I put a renter in there. And I raised the rent a little bit. So now I'm cash flowing.
Preach.
$300. And then I kept working. I kept repeating that process, accumulating more and more money and buying more and more houses.
Roland said Marx wrote more about capital than he made it.
People in there to rent above the mortgage price, and now I'm cash flowing $100,000 a month. Some crazy shit. It just got out of hand. I got really good at my system. How am I a bad person?
You're not.
I have never in my life paid rent.
You're a rich person.
Ugh, stupid fucking landlord. It's not like I didn't tour house after house after house, put in an application for it, pay for the application, and hold that they accepted it. It's not like I didn't do all that. I love this place. I chose the price. Y'all just be saying any fucking thing. The whole
Yep. And the other, I was just in a conversation, slightly different but kind of similar, of the victimization, and there was some woman talking about how women have it so hard in society because society is created for the size of a man. I'm like, lady, listen, I'm 5'4", okay? I have most of the issues that you just mentioned, and never once have I been like, oh, society is oppressing me. I've just thought, well, I'm shorter than most people, so that's how it be. Victimization, oppression is a mindset. There's absolutely real oppression that exists, but nothing that you're finding on TikTok. Shout out to Gridiron Masters. Welcome to the party and behave. Welcome. Very good to see you guys. Gridiron said, how would communism distribute art supplies? There would be none. That's how it would work. Roland said, telling an Eastern European with parents you're a communist is an odd choice. Yeah, I don't think they would take that very well. All right, let's see what else we got.
it can't be ethical billionaire shit.
We're changing his name, but Mike here.
All right, I appreciate this chick. She, she will typically, somebody will send her their dating profile, and she will, from obviously a female perspective, critique it.
Asked me to review his profile. He said he's got the random order photos, which I do not recommend. I really think you should curate your profile to show your pictures in a logical order that sort of tells a story of who you are. Your first picture.
My biggest issue with getting back on dating apps, we don't want to do, but it's like, is there really on any other way? Especially for a short dude like me. I just don't have good pictures. Like, I could sit here and take a selfie. I could take a fucking screenshot from me in the studio, but like, girls don't want to see that, So I'll just chill.
Should always just have you in it, not you in a group or you and another person. That way, women know which one's you when they see a group picture later. Ideally, you're
True. Ladies. One thing you need to stop doing. You need to stop making your first picture a group photo with friends that are hotter than you. Don't do that.
first two pictures should be one with just your profile, your face, one that sort of shows your whole body so that you can see your general physique. It's up to you on which one you want to highlight first, but I would generally recommend face first, then whole body. This picture is great. It shows your body, but not in a I'm flexing, look at me, and more in a check out me doing my hobby kind of a way. However, since it's a shirtless picture first, it kind of gives a little bit of douchey vibes, which is fine if you're a little bit of a douche.
I get that. I get the notion of having a shirtless pic being a little bit douchey, but like, he's actively playing sports. It's not like he took off. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it doesn't seem like he took off his shirt for the photo. I don't know. Roland says women have it hard. Always bring up abortions and nothing else. Literally fucking options. We get it. You don't talk to people you disagree with. That doesn't mean you're oppressed. Facts. Don't group photos typically make you look hotter than you are. I mean, maybe group photos make you look hotter than you are. But if you have other photos that are not group photos, then all you're doing is giving me a comparison to what all your friends look like. So if the only picture is a group photo, I still disagree, because then I still am comparing each individual girl in the photo, and if you're not the hottest one, then I'm going to be like disappointed. But let's just say that a group photo on its own makes you look hotter as a woman. Having other selfies or individual pictures supersedes that. Because every single time, you see the top picture and we're like, I hope it's her. And it's always her. Every single time.
But something to keep in mind, that's why you might want to have this picture show up later. Because the picture itself isn't bad, but I think the fact that it's first it could be better. All right.
Fair enough. And I mean, you know, that's why I appreciate a woman's perspective. Now, you know what they say. You don't learn to fish from listening to fish. But good perspective.
I love your little bio. I think it's great. It shows a little bit about what you like to do. It shows you like to eat, drink, and have fun, but you're also very active. A guy liking Taylor Swift is generally a green flag. Then you've got this picture. This is a great example of a first full body picture. You look classy, fun, natural, and I can clearly see your general physique. Love this
I
prompt.
could have sworn she was going to say I could see your genitals.
It shows you like to eat, drink, and have fun, but you're also very active. A guy liking Taylor Swift is generally a green flag. Then you've got this picture.
Or he's gay.
This is a great example of a first full body picture. You look classy, fun, natural, and I can clearly see your general physique. Love this prompt. This picture is fine. It's good. It's a good picture. There's nothing actually wrong with it. It should be a perfect picture. Something
But
about
I'm a woman, so I'm going to find something wrong with it. He said, I'm tall. I hate it. Yeah, I got the opposite problem, but the exact same problem.
it feels a little too perfect, like maybe a little posed. It just looks like your album cover or your like carefully curated Instagram post, which isn't necessarily bad if you're an aesthetic guy that's really into that sort of stuff. It's just a bit too polished and perfect to feel natural, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because if you're looking for a girl who's also really into taking really highly aesthetic photos for her carefully curated Instagram, then you guys might be a great match for each other. This is a great,
This is like this advice. I appreciate it. This is why you don't learn to fish from a fish. Because other times she'll say, oh, the worst thing you can have is just a plain selfie. And then somebody has a nice photo of somebody else and somebody else taking the picture. It's staged, but it doesn't like, he's not flexing. Did that just stop anything? Okay, I think we just made a video of this video. Anyway, but yeah, point being, selfie is too casual and a real picture is too posed. You can't win. Ron K said, I thought there was a study that found people are perceived as more attractive in group photos than individual photos. I don't know, psychology isn't a science. I'm a psych major. Yup, I've got my bachelor's in psychology, and it's mostly all right, but mostly bullshit. I was at Catholic church, and a dude asked me if I listened to Taylor Swift music. I said, no, I'm a man. I felt guilty when I realized I just roasted him. No, you're right. And this guy absolutely does not listen to Taylor Swift. He just knows that putting Taylor Swift in his profile is going to get girls.
written little prompt, but I do not like this picture. It's good that you show that you're bald, and it's good that you look classy and cool, but the fact that you're standing next to this guy who's like only wearing swim trunks just feels really weird. It just feels a little bit gay. Like, I feel like this might be your boyfriend. I don't know, something about it's just like really off-putting because of the fact that you're in like a full outfit and he's like not even wearing shoes, like he's just wearing swim trunks. It just takes this
They will find an issue with anything.
otherwise awesome photo and makes it a little off-putting and strange. I feel like this prompt is a bit of wasted space on your profile.
The last note I wrote on my phone says Freebird. Agreed.
Not bad, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's limited space on your profile, and the more you can show about yourself, the better. I suppose you could argue this shows like a quirky randomness
Alright, I'm over this. And the beauty of TikTok, we swipe on.
As much as you might say,
Oh, shout out to Papa Gut. A little too left-leaning for me, but he does have some good opinions.
as much as you might say, oh, well, men already have spaces. In my experience, they don't.
Not really,
and if they
no.
already did, how did Andrew Tate explode in popularity? The main thing
Okay, so my dating app selfies would be me and the boys making out. That's how you get laid.
the guy sells to young men get women, and it's
Yeah, and how to groom them.
not helpful when people say, oh, don't go to the red pill space. They're bad. They'll teach you bad habits. And then you say, oh, okay, good to know. I won't go there.
Where
So where
should
should
I
I
go?
go? And everyone's just like, just be yourself, bro.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Men will just find other spaces where they can have those conversations. And some of those spaces will have underlying agendas. But a much larger part of that is building spaces that are comfortable with engaging in these kinds of conversations.
That makes
Speaking of which, join the Indian Jesus Disc is what we're all about. Creating a new space where you don't have to be either just be yourself or I'm Andrew Tate, I need a Bugatti.
Sense. I feel like men are more argumentative, so it kind of makes sense. That you'd want to have.
Hey, shout out to. Can you guys hear me when it switches, or should I wait until it shows up here? Shout out to Box. Welcome to the party. So let me tell you about child support laws. I don't know nothing about that. No children. I'm not even. I was talking before about like I just don't even want to deal with women. Yeah.
Spaces where you can engage and like, express yourself freely without like judgment or because that's one of the things, man. I remember when I was young, I had like this take that in poor countries, I think I had like an Indian therapist when I was young, and I mean like young, I'm talking like 12. And I remember asking him, he's like, yeah, there's a lot of starvation from the country that I'm in, and there's an issue. So I was like, why don't you just eat your dead people, right? Like, what a fucking insane thing to say. Like, why don't you just eat your dead mom and dad? Like, that's what I basically said to this guy. And he was just like, oh, well, that would be kind of culturally insensitive. You know, I got the pushback that was like, oh, you're asking a preposterous question, but I wasn't vilified for the question. And I feel like guys are so much more likely to have these like empathy devoid perspectives, not because guys aren't empathetic, but just because like
I gave him a like, and now he's just rambling on some.
King the top
Hey, shout out to John. You guys know I am a huge How I Met Your Mother fan, and this is my dude. Top 5 episodes.
King the top 5 best episodes of How I Met Your Mother. Give an honorable mention to Legend Daddy because this moment alone is arguably one of the most iconic moments in How I Met Your Mother.
If you're yes. If you don't understand why people like me have such a love for How I Met Your Mother, moments like this, even in the meme, even in just the meme, you maybe you can't really get the full extent, but the level of emotional depth and character depth, both of those things that occur in that show, it's just next level. I mean, look at it.
I think this episode.
So we have Barney Stinson here, and he's like, "You're lame," you know, his dad that he'd never met. He's saying, "You're lame. You're just some lame suburban dad." And his dad that he's just met, he's like, "Why does that make you so mad?" And Barney, who's womanizer, doesn't have a good father figure, says, "Because if you were gonna be some lame suburban dad, why couldn't you have been that for me?" Damn.
So, more ranking the top 5 best episodes of How I Met Your Mother. Give an honorable mention to Legend Daddy.
I mean, if you didn't like the ending, I can understand that.
Because this moment alone is arguably one of the most iconic moments in How I Met Your Mother. However, I think this episode is more iconic because of this scene rather than the episode itself. So coming in at number 5, I'm doing How Your Mother Met Me. I think the way the story tells Tracy's complete story and how it mirrors Ted is really amazing.
Put a 1 in the chat if you have seen How I Met Your Mother.
And ending with this moment of her playing La Vie en Rose, and Ted is there to listen to it for the first time. At 4, I'm doing Showdown. I think this is one of the funniest episodes in How I Met Your Mother. This entire sequence of Barney playing The Price is Right is just perfect. And the delusion that
it's literally a whole episode of him just being Barney Stinson on the Price is Right. Box, you need to go. It's on Netflix right now. Go watch this show. I've been telling you guys about this for so long. It is top tier. Shout out to Barney.
Barney in that Bob Barker is his dad, and whether or not he's actually going to tell him, just amazing. Number 4, I'm doing the playbook. This is the first introduction of the playbook, and this becomes such an iconic part of Barney's character. We get to see a bunch of schemes that Barney runs, and then the twist at the end, when we think Barney has this breakthrough moment, he's going to start dating again, only to reveal, no, he's just in it to be a player. At number 2, I'm doing the countdown. This moment alone is just incredibly heartbreaking. The background, where we see a countdown to some kind of news being delivered. You know what? I'm cheating.
I like how he did that, because there's a huge countdown in that, and if you know what it is, then you know. Behave said, "I'm into analytical, pensive, good listeners. So this show might be for you, but if not, my TikTok algorithm definitely is."
Counting last words as well, because it's just such an amazing episode. It ties into Countdown, and it rounds out that story. And this final moment where Marshall gets one last message from his dad, beautiful. The number 1 best episode for me is Time Travelers. I think this is one of...
For the longest time. If you know, you know.
Best written episodes of How I Met Your Mother. We start off with this like silly episode.
Also, this episode has the single moment where I've seen the show now like 20, 30 times. Probably not 30, but closer to 20. You know exactly where I'm going, Rolling. The moment where you're all alone, Ted. And then he runs to the I'm going to do this without spoilers. He runs to the apartment. It's like, I don't care if I only get 45 seconds. bawling. It's only been in the last maybe 5 times that I've seen the show that I did not bawl at that scene.
Where Ted and Barney are talking to their future selves, whether or not they're going to robots versus wrestlers. You think it's just going to be a fun episode. And then the twist. Ted is all alone. His friends don't have time for him anymore. They can't go to robots versus wrestlers. And Ted is just sitting at the booth all alone, something we're not used to because the gang is usually all together. They're growing up without him. He's being left behind.
If we were in Discord, I would play the song, because the song that plays during exactly what we're looking at right now, it's just so perfect.
As somber as this moment is, as heartbreaking as it is, Ted leaves us with a lesson. He tells us not to sit there and be upset and sad about your life. Instead, go do things that make you happy. He said he'd go see Marshall and Lillian, see the baby, he'd go see Barney and Robin. It would make him happy. Just as we think we're getting these words of wisdom from Ted Mosby, another twist. He's running to Tracy to see her for an extra few days.
Oh.
Plot twists, and this being one of the first hints that Tracy has passed away, just makes this episode one of the best written, in my opinion, and the best episode of How I Met Your Mother. I obviously left out a bunch.
Spoiler alert!
Hey, Seward.
Oh, I love this chick. So what this chick does is prank phone calls where she pretends that she'll just call a workplace and act like the person that answered the phone, like, you know who this is, and then just goes on a crazy ride. Let's see what she does for this one.
Hey, Seward Drain. I'm just calling back about... Wait, who is this?
Nicole.
Nicole, I knew it was you. How are you?
Good. May I ask who is this?
Come on, you know who this is.
Daniela?
Yes.
Okay.
She and whenever there's a guest, whatever the name is, yes.
Hi.
I'm just calling to say goodbye.
Oh.
Wait, you don't know?
No, I don't know.
Wait, I'm going to the moon next week.
You are?
Yeah, I got hired by NASA for a research project.
Really? That's great. I didn't know.
Yeah, we're studying squirrel space travel. We have to go up and bring like squirrels from down here in America up to space to the moon.
Oh, when do you leave?
I leave
Just buying right into. Oh, okay. When do you leave?
next Tuesday. We're studying how fast their fur can grow in a different atmosphere.
Oh.
The squirrel meat, it's delicious, really.
Huh.
Do you want some?
Do I want some?
Yeah, it's really good.
I suppose so. I don't know. Like, how do you cook it?
First, we skin it alive, so it feels everything. And then break all the backbones to take the bones out.
Okay.
Side quest. Facts rolling. Facts about pathological liars. Confidence is a red flag for me now. If you're not somebody who questions yourself at every little moment, then you're probably an asshole. So I'm right there with you.
We have to declaw the paws one by one because you can't have the nails. They're very, very sharp going down your esophagus.
Yeah.
So, but overall, the meat is very, very tender. It's similar to chicken.
They always say that.
Okay.
And it's really good. Like, it's very taken with care. It's why it's like a delicacy up in space.
Huh. Interesting.
So you want me to bring
I don't know what's going on with the captions here, but
back some?
Um.
It's good. No, it's free. On the house.
Okay. I guess so.
Okay, great. No, I'll definitely take care of the squirrel that I handle.
So my husband made me watch Breaking Bad for the first time ever.
let's go. Most of my profile on TikTok is about Breaking Bad. So let's see.
So we literally just finished it right now, and I have a couple hot takes, okay? Also, preface, obviously spoilers. I know that the general rule of thumb is if something's been over for 5+ years, that you don't have to warn spoilers, but spoilers, okay, I have spoilers in my hot takes. But still, nonetheless, least favorite character, genuinely. Okay, number one, I hate Walt. The show's over, I literally...
Okay, honey, if you hate Walt on your first watch, okay, I guess, maybe, but you really should hate Skyler on your first watch. That's how the show is written. I'm just saying.
I get that the show's called Breaking Bad and like he breaks bad, and there was moments where I still empathize with him at the end. You could see that obviously he wanted to do and like leave behind a legacy, and he like was good at something. He was proud of that finally, but just like most underrated characters, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as Rolling is saying, like, eventually you're supposed to learn to hate Walt because that's the journey that you go on. You go on from this unassuming guy, and he's doing all this stuff, and then all this stuff is really cool, but then it's like, it goes on a trajectory like that, an arc, if you will. But Skylar, though.
Todd, I guess Gus wasn't underrated, but Mike just loved his whole little grandpa thing. Todd, if he only applied himself, he would have been like a great plebe in the military, honestly. He would have he just took the wrong path, but he would have, if he just applied himself, he was smart and like...
Very fair.
Yes, sir. Very, like, polite.
Walt Jr. inherited his mom's estrogen. Facts.
What that was about, but love Todd. Okay, I was kind of bummed when they killed him. And then Gus, truly one of the best TV show villains I have ever seen. I still want to know his backstory. I want to know what that deal is about.
I just made a video about that. People were giving me shit, but I just made a video on TikTok saying that, like, it would be awesome to see a video of Eladio, Bolsa, and Gus, like, how they all came up and, like, what that was. And people were giving me shit like, oh, you just da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that should have been in the show. I'm just saying that would be really interesting. And someone's trying to be sarcastic, like, oh, you'd probably want to watch him build Los Pollos Hermanos. I'm like, yeah, kind of. That would probably be interesting.
Get explained in like Better Call Saul or anything. I need to know. Why does Marie wear so much purple? Okay, what is that about? That had to be stopped. Obviously, it goes without being said, but Jesse, I love him, and I felt so bad. Just like, I wish nothing but the best for that man. Literally, he was pulling at my heartstrings, especially the scene where he's walking in those chains. I started crying, okay? That El Camino.
Shout out to Jesse Pinkman. And shout out to Mark Stedman. Welcome to the party. Indeed, me and Moist Critical both do indeed have hair. Only to my weird-ass, woke, hot, furry friend Charlotte loves that show, though. Wait, you said you still haven't... You haven't watched Better Call... Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? You've seen El Camino, though, right? Like, I consider that as one story. Keep... I'm hitting the record button. Got it. Ew, we all just farted. But yeah, bro, go, like, again, it's on Netflix. Go, as soon as the stream is over, go and watch Better Call Saul, because it is better. It is better than Breaking Bad. And I say that as somebody who believes that, including Better Call Saul, the best use of the medium of television ever was Breaking Bad. That being said, Better Call Saul was a better story. Welcome to the party, everybody, and listen to Mark. Mark knows what's good. Mark knows what's good. All right, diving back into this chick.
Scene. It's just like, I wish nothing but the best for that man. Literally, he was just pulled at my heartstrings, especially the scene where he's walking in those chains. I started crying, okay? That El Camino scene, sigh of relief. And Hank, my jaw dropped. I genuinely did not think that the same fate that met Gomi would meet him. I was like, okay, obviously they had to somebody, so I thought Gomi.
Well, you're the smartest guy I ever met. You didn't realize this guy mine 10 minutes ago. Oh, what a great show.
And then I thought somehow he was going to get away, and when he did that, I was like, poor Hank. Poor Hank. Along with Hank. Oh, and Saul, Better Call Saul is probably going to be my favorite show.
Rolling K, yes. It do be like that. Trust me. Mark said, can you rank Breaking Bad on the moist meter? No, because I don't really know. I never really followed him until after he was like, hey guys, I'm gonna stop doing the moist meter. So I don't really know what that is. Shout out to Leon the Boy Productions. Welcome to the party. Just checking out a little bit of my TikTok algorithm and seeing, isn't it better than yours?
Oh, everybody's telling me that I'm going to like it better. I was going to get away, and when they did that, I was like, poor Hank. Poor Hank. Along with Hank. Oh, and Saul, Better Call Saul is probably going to be my favorite show. Everybody's telling me that
It is!
I like it better than Breaking Bad, which is kind of hard.
You will!
To believe. Saul, the comedic relief that character brought.
And then imagine the comedic relief. The comedic relief that Saul Goodman brings to Breaking Bad. Then having that character fleshed out further than any character in Breaking Bad, and you're telling me that you're not running to the television to watch that? Come on!
he was the best. So I'm super stoked to watch Better Call Saul. But yeah, I'm sure these aren't hot takes. I know the show's been over for 10 plus years. So yeah, let me know what your hot take.
Recently, I have done.
I'm gonna skip this chick. She has some funny, she has like a home bar, and she worked at this place, and then, there's a bunch of drama. If you're not really into the drama, then it's probably not that much fun. I would probably watch this alone, but we'll move on.
Okay, hold on.
Man gets humiliated for following his wife's grocery list. Oh, Jesus.
I sent you the list for what I needed to make chili. A pot of chili. And what did you buy?
You said.
Already talking to him like he's a child.
My witnesses.
You said.
Oh, so we're doing this in front of people. This isn't a private moment that you're then putting online. This is already in front of people. Okay. I already know whose side I'm on.
Sour cream, tortilla chips, 2 green bell peppers, 1 orange, green onions.
And what did you buy?
I bet you she left out like the ground beef or something. She specifically left something out to see if he would get it, and then he didn't. I bet you that's what happened. Wait,
2 green bell peppers, 1 orange.
Bell pepper. Orange bell pepper. There's 9 people living in this house. In what universe would I ask if I want orange?
I don't know. I was just as confused.
I'm making
You are right
chili.
now.
and so that means he saw 1 orange. Yeah, right? Always get the prenup. That means that dude saw 1 orange to get chili and thought to himself, it's better that I just buy 1 orange, not understanding what the fuck is going on, than call her and ask her, am I supposed to get this when she's already put this on the list? Why are you single, Lutch? Why aren't you dating?
That's why I was confused about the orange. I know you're making chili. I was like, what the hell? You never put an orange in her chili.
Because no one
It's not like there's an entire side of TikTok that's like, ooh, check out this crazy recipe. Maybe you were going to do some orange chili. What does he know? He's just following your instructions, bitch.
good.
Something new. I don't know that. I don't make chili. Why are you recording me?
To try to make a fool out of you. To try to get attention from other people online at your expense.
You're like, you're cute.
First and
Oh. That was the way. Oh, yeah, you're cute. You're cute. I'm going to pretend that I find this funny and not that the fact that everybody else is going to be on my side. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
foremost, anyone screaming weaponized incompetence is part of the problem because you are incompetent to actually communicating properly. I watched this video several times and I can tell you with 100% certainty that I would have made the exact same mistake. But not only that this is the fundamental difference between men and women is because women expect men to understand context clues and understand to read between the lines. And when he gets it wrong, now he's getting made fun of. He's getting a video about weaponized incompetence. He's, being posted about that he doesn't understand and he doesn't listen and he's a man-child because he can't even go to the grocery store and follow a list correctly, even though she didn't even communicate correctly in the first place. Someone make it make...
Exactly. Okay, so the last girl I dated lasted a month because I found out she already had another boyfriend. I was just using me to cheat on him. What a common story. It's like, I mean, it's a great time to be a woman in your 20s. It's a terrible time to be a woman over 30, but it's a great time to be a woman in your 20s. You can just do anything you want. All right, let's move on here.
sense.
Let's talk about how the Inca got by with 15 million people in their empire.
Anyone question, if you
Oh,
are
our
not
girl's back. Let's see.
religious, if you don't believe in God, if you're not a Christian, can you tell me why?
I really appreciate anytime a believer is willing
Oh, they were public too? Oh, man.
to sit down and listen to the stories of those who have lost their faith. So because you asked it in such a genuine way, I'm going to give you a non-snarky, very vulnerable answer to your question.
All right, so hey, a lot of you have this type of question as well. And she said I'm going to give it in a snarky atheist way. So let's run it back and actually hear what the question is. And I trust her to give a good answer.
So like you, I was raised.
Anyway, question. If you are not religious, if you don't believe in God, if you're not
So if you're not Christian,
can you tell me why?
I really
why are you not Christian? That's the question.
appreciate any time a believer is willing to sit down and listen to the stories of those who have lost their faith. So because you asked it in such a genuine way, I'm going to give you a non-snarky, very vulnerable answer to your question. So like you, I was raised in church. I took my beliefs very seriously. I wanted
Me too.
to live the way that God would have me live.
Me too.
Ended up going to Christian theology school because I wanted to get closer to God and I wanted to understand the Bible more. And what happened in theology school is that I lost my faith and I didn't choose to and I didn't want to. I had no desire to. It would really mess up my life. I was
Rolly, this is me cracking up at your comment. Oh my God.
I was, married to someone who was a believer. I was raising children as a believer. I was a seminary teacher, so my job was dependent on me believing. I really did not want to lose my faith. But what happened is I got this little seed of doubt where I got so good in theology school being able to tell what kind of God a society will create that I had this thought that I'd never had before that said, what if we're the ones creating God rather than God creating us? Because what happens, and I can still do this now, if you give me a society, don't tell me what it is, but tell me how the agriculture works, how the flooding works, how the social structure works, and I'll tell you what kind of God they would have created.
Now, I can't do that. If you just tell me, okay, this society has this type of agriculture and blah, blah, blah. I personally can't tell you what type of theology they're going to have. But she can. And what does that mean? Does that mean that I'm wrong? Or does that mean she just knows more than me? And there are clear patterns as to what people believe based on how they live.
And every time I'm right. And then you can even get to the individual level. Tell me your core values. Tell me about your personality. And I'll tell you what kind of God you believe in or what kind of God your brain would have created, because we all have different conceptions of God.
Remember when you thought TikTok was just a bunch of teenage girls dancing?
And I got so good being able to guess, even in the Bible, something will change in the society, and then all of a sudden the theology changes or the God changes, that I just began to see this as a human project. And for the first time in my life, when I was in theology school, I did something really scary. It took a lot of bravery. But I figured that if God was real and if the truth was truth, that it would be able to handle my little human questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I began to ask the question, what if there are better explanations for this? In the same way that if someone in your life had schizophrenia, you probably wouldn't say they have demons in them.
Well, some of you would.
We have a better explanation for that now. We say they have schizophrenia. And I started to look at that not just for mental illness, but and germ theory and things like that, but I started to look at religion from a human point of view, from a sociology point of view and a psychology point of view and an anthropology point of view. And what I found was this is an entirely human creation based on.
So, I mean, we get the point that there's these patterns and reasons that people believe what they believe, and that doesn't need to be a bad thing. We just need to reckon with the reality of that and understand that we are just like those people that believe different things. Roland said God didn't think it through when he spread his word the exact same way as every other wrong religion. Yeah, I mean, I bought a 10-pack of the shooters because I needed to be mobile, allegedly. And then I went through the shooters, and then I bought a handle, and just before every shift, I just filled 5 shooters, and I try to only go through 4. That's my discipline mechanism. All right, moving on.
Our human need.
I never watch anything. If there's music, see, you can see right here, it says sponsored. But I will never watch something if it's just music.
So this random person with 160,000 followers has decided to start a beef with me and my 200 over...
Oh, beef time!
A very low effort video I made on my lunch break. He said...
Shout out to DJ Hudgens. Welcome to the party. We are just chilling. Work a little while ago and figured let's stream TikTok with you guys. Welcome.
The Defense Commissary Agency made a profit. I pointed out it doesn't. He was just reading the fact sheet. I don't think of that as a beef. I just thought he was wrong, and I replied saying so. I think he's wrong in this video, too.
Walmart receives 7.8 billion in subsidies from the government every year, compared to the commissary's 1.2, right? Isn't that so interesting?
Well, that article says the 7.8 billion of subsidies is mostly 6.2 billion public assistance for low-wage Walmart employees, including programs like food stamps, subsidized housing, and Medicaid. So if we just look for defense...
I don't know what it's loading. I was trying to speed it up a little bit. Let's see if that works.
Commissary agency jobs. This is just the first one that came up. $36,000 a year. It's in Guam. You got a household size.
All right. Well, we're going to do this.
Let's pretend there's an island with all the dinosaurs in existence on it, and they're all about to get wiped out because the giant volcano on it's about to erupt. Do you think meteor or nature enthusiasts might be keeping an eye on that island, which would make coming in secretly and taking all the dinosaurs off at the last minute impossible? Well, not in this movie, because no one pays attention to anything, ever. Not the people on the boat when this giant truck comes flying in right after they pushed off. Not the guys who notice the door to the friggin' T-Rex pen is open for some reason, then just shut it without investigating, then completely ignore it going crazy moments later. Not the old man living in a house oblivious to all the construction they've been doing. Sure, he's in the middle of a project that must have him thinking about his past and where this whole dinosaur venture started, but it never inspires him to go down into his old lab in the basement of his house so he could notice that it's been completely refurbished. Oh, and there's a maid who's raised this little girl her entire life? Well, she'll never find out the evil plan that the little girl knows all about, because when she's abruptly fired due to her boss and the girl's only parent passing away, she's not even compelled to say goodbye or console her, and definitely won't question why this swarm of guards, boats, and helicopters are pulling up to the house at the same time. Let's pretend there's...
Wow. I have not seen the new Jurassic Park, but apparently there's a lot of plot holes. Okay, so no one pays attention to anything ever. So the movie's realistic. I mean, kinda.
Famous.
So I have a no double texting rule, and what this means is that if I'm getting to know someone or texting them or messaging them and we haven't met yet,
Divine Daddy says never double text. Okay.
I will not double text you. So if we're talking or we're messaging and I'm like, how's your day? Any type of question and you don't answer, I will not double text you. I will not hit you up again, because if someone likes you, they will always make time. And let's be real, it only...
Yeah, obviously, bro.
You tried the blue... Have you ever stopped to consider that you just might...
So this guy is interesting because he's really good. Let's go. This guy that we're about to watch, he's really good with talking about reasons why the boomer generation doesn't get along with specifically Gen X, but also millennials in the younger generation. But he's also a big lefty. So I never know which way he's going to go when he comes up. Let's see.
Be better than everybody else. This is in response to somebody that said that for 12 years they worked...
So the comment here says, have you ever considered you're simply better than everyone else? If it was reasonable for others to be like you, they already all would be. It's not them. You are the exception. Sounds like some leftist fucking superiority shit to me.
Have you ever stopped to consider that you just might be better than everybody else? This is in response to somebody that said that for 12 years they worked 2 to 4 jobs, working nonstop, and now they have a $500,000 net worth. I want to tell a story. I had an employee once, we'll call him Rick. Rick was exceptional. But the thing about Rick is that he hated the fact that everybody else was not exceptional as him. Everybody's work that he would come across that was not up to his level of quality, he would throw a fit about. And one day I had to get him on the phone because I just got tired of the complaining. And I had to tell him, Rick, have you ever considered that you might just be better than everybody else? And like I think he thought that I was being shit to him, but the truth is he was just...
I love how he cropped that out in the captions. But this is actually an interesting question, interesting phenomenon of whether you allow yourself to believe that some people are better than other people. a lot of, I mean, okay, I'm used to talking into my phone on TikTok, and we're scrolling through TikTok, so I'm like in TikTok brain. But I was about to say, on my YT, I talk a lot about politics. But a lot of lefties have that perception that because of their positions, they are better than you, and you are lower than them because of the positions that you have. So, very interesting, because it's usually a right wing, as as pre-wokeness, a right wing thing to be like, yeah, some people are better than other people, whereas the left wing, no, everybody's got their own worth and blah, 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 blah.
Exceptional employee. And it wasn't that he didn't work hard or hard enough, but it became so innately easy to him to do this. And this awareness changed. Him being aware of this changed how he viewed other employees. And I think those people, like, I work 12 hours, 7 days a week, I work 16 hours, 45 days a week type of people. If you can do that and survive, you are not built like everybody else. And I'm not saying it's not hard work, but the types of people that can survive this nonstop grind set, ridiculous mentality, if your body can survive it, if your brain can survive it, you are not built like everybody else. And the fact that you survived this, and then are holding other people to the standard of something that was survivable by you, you are the type of person that probably in your life, you make a lot of other assessments about people, and their access to the same privileges, their access to the same things as you.
There we go. There's the lefty talk.
We are all born with a capacity for change, but literally not everybody is born with the same capacity for willpower, for the same capacity for motivation. And the fact that you work 120 hours a week like it's a joke, other people are working 40 hours a week and it's burning them out to the exact same level. In that way that a 40-hour work week is nothing to you, you look at it as
okay, but what's your bottom line? Because this is similar to something that Bill Burr's about. And I know he's had some really bad political takes, but in general, solid dude, knows what's going on. And the fact that, like, just in general, the fact that you work for what you have. But this guy's not really landing the plane. Like, okay, yeah, so are you saying that some people are better than other people? Or are you saying that you should just be proud if you work hard, but you're not better than other people? Soft. Say it with your chest, bro. Right?
oh my god, I could do it 3 times over. No.
We just got the first poster of the brand new TV series by the same creator of Breaking Bad. Yeah, so all they said was happiness is contagious by the official Breaking Bad page, but we do got a little bit of information right here. Obviously, it's by Vince
Apple TV, I'm not mad at that.
Gilligan. It is going to be described as a psychological sci-fi starring Rhea Seehorn.
Yes, that's Kim Wexler, if you didn't know.
If y'all do not know who Rhea Seehorn is, we are talking about Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul.
Now, you have to watch Better Call Saul. If you haven't watched Better Call Saul, you now have to watch Better Call Saul. Shout out to JoJo. What's my favorite dinosaur? Let's say Donald Trump.
Is going to be what seems to be the star of the show. It's going to be on Apple TV soon, and all I gotta say, bro, is, yeah, it's probably going to be peak fiction. We know that anything this man Vince Gilligan touches is absolute cinema.
Let's go. I'm hyped for that. When is that coming out?
Call Saul. Breaking Bad. El Camino. Bro has yet to fumble. He has not directed anything or created anything that is mid. So we can at least expect like a 8.5 out of 10. Because I would even say El Camino, which a lot of people consider considerably below Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. That's at least 8.5. So yeah, we can expect at least that quality, I would say, for this.
Mimi, I'm already here, baby. Welcome to the party.
Whoever loses his temper loses the debate. And it's very popular now to yell at people in debates, and it makes...
You're spurging.
Good TV, I guess, but it makes the person look foolish. So you don't want to be in that position. A very famous debate between William F. Buckley Jr. and Gore Vidal at the 68 DNC. They're sitting in chairs like this, and Gore Vidal the whole time had been calling Buckley a Nazi. And it finally got under Bill Buckley's skin. And he's sitting there, I'll clean up the language for a family program, but he says, you stop calling me a Nazi or I'll punch you in your face and you'll stay plastered. And he really lost it, and he lost the debate because of it. Even though Buckley was right on the points, he lost it. So you don't want to do that.
I don't know if I fully agree with that. What I talk about often is, in goodwill. What you don't want to do is get angry, be snarky, or just be a dick. if you haven't earned it. But if you've been nice and someone is, coming at you, feel free to match their energy.
He's in the chat. We wasn't talking for that.
Yo, this guy's, oh my god, this guy's skits are hilarious. So people who brag about having a loyal girlfriend, shout out to Trey Rags. He is on YouTube, but definitely go follow him.
We wasn't talking for that long. I just felt like she was doing me dirty. Like, I felt like she couldn't be trusted. Couldn't be me. Yo, can you shut up? You say this every time. All y'all be saying all these type stories and stuff. I'm just saying it. Not me. I'm saying my girl not like that. She different. All right. Where even is your girl right now? She out at the mall with her friends. Okay, when's the last time you talked to her? Nah, I just talked to her like an hour ago. But she had texted me and she told me her phone was about to die. So like, it's all good. Now, why would I lie? You fall for that. I'm telling you, look, it goes straight to voicemail. Her phone is dead, bro. She told the truth. No, it ain't no way you fell for that.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic
voice system. No, bro. You salty as hell, bro. No, get out of here. That don't mean nothing. Look at you. Now you got nothing to say. I'm telling you, that don't mean nothing. Now you got nothing to say. Bro, can you stop, bro? Can you stop calling? Can you stop calling, little bro? Like, you being mad disrespectful right now, bro.
Oh my god! Homie answered the phone, said chill out. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Dilly. Welcome to the party. I was a little drunk, didn't feel like going to bed, want to hang out with y'all, and I wanted to scroll TikTok. So we're doing both. Welcome to the party. Let's back that up a little bit.
Being mad, you stop, bro? You stop calling? Exactly. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing, bro. Look at you. Now you got nothing to say. I'm telling you, that don't mean nothing. Now you got nothing to say. Can you stop, bro? Can you stop calling? Can you stop calling, little bro? Like, you being mad?
The clapping in the background.
Disrespectful right now, bro. You interrupting the performance. Being mad disrespectful, bro. Like, I got on Sky Zone socks right now. I'm going in. My feet is on the wall. I got her in doggy and missionary at the same time, bro. You can't even fathom the angles I'm hitting. Alright, little bro? Now you gonna stop calling, okay?
Oh, God.
Bro, say something back before I put my feet on the ceiling, bro. You gonna stop calling, okay? Okay. No, that's not good enough. Say yes, sir. Say yes, sir.
Say yes, daddy.
Yes, sir. No.
He said it.
Oh, my God. No. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I'm gonna kill anyway, bro. No.
I ain't even like that bitch, yo.
I really don't care, to be honest. Like, she really didn't mean it much to me, but whatever. Bro, no. Like, come on now. Don't spice it, bro. You spicing it right now. We wasn't talking.
Shout out to Trey Rags. This dude is hilarious.
Your teams.
Have you guys ever met new parents or like soon-to-be parents that name their baby something just absolutely diabolical that sets their kid up for a future of humiliation and embarrassment? Because I have. A couple years ago, I met a baby with such an unfortunate name. It's gonna...
Okay, put in the chat what you think this name is. What could be such a diabolical name?
Torture them for the rest of their life. I went to this family friend's wedding, and afterwards my parents got to talking to this random couple that was also at the wedding, who also just happened to have this little baby. And they were just like, Mark, you have to come over here and look at this baby. It's so cute. So I go over and look at this baby, and it was cute. But the mom of the baby goes on to be like, would you like to hold him? And in my head I was thinking, like, not really, but I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, sure. So she hands this baby over to me, and as she's handing him over to me, she's just like, he's my Bumbleina. And I'm holding him, and I'm just like, so precious. Anyways, as I'm holding him, I go on to ask the mom, like, what's his name? She responds, oh, his name is Bumble.
I wanted to pause it before, but...
In my head, I'm thinking, like, that can't be right. You probably thought I asked, like, how you met your husband. So I ask again. I'm just like, what's your baby's name? And she goes, yeah, my son. His name's Bumble. After that, I was legitimately stunned. I was just like, oh, cool. But she goes on to be like, yeah,
That's not nearly as interesting as I thought it would be.
I did not harass the older millennial. I mean, you kind of did.
For context, the older millennial is a pretty significant conservative poster on TikTok.
Didn't you call the sheriff's office like 400 times in the span of a week?
Dylan liked it. At least one of you liked it.
Well, of course you don't know anything about justice. You voted for a felon. I don't think I quite understand what voting for Donald Trump has anything to do with you literally stalking and harassing the older millennial and spending all this free time that you seem to have in getting him locked up for something that it was what I think considered a misdemeanor, because he wasn't even locked up for having a DUI. It was for the fact that he missed a court date and one tiny payment because he didn't get the letter. You know, he was already held accountable for the.
See, you guys could know exactly what was going on if you didn't think that you were too cool for TikTok. I'll move on because I know you guys don't know what the hell is happening. But there's a lot happening.
And then I get to find last minute class actions.
So today, we're going to talk about
Oh, this is my dude! Yo, this guy has the best drug stories. The hardest drug to quit. All right.
Hardest drug in the world to quit, methadone. I have never seen anybody get off methadone in the free world. I only heard of people getting clean in jail or rehab. Methadone is a maintenance medication. It's used to help with opioid addiction. They call it liquid handcuffs because once you start, it's extremely difficult to get off. Methadone binds to your opioid receptors extremely tight, and they stay there. They have an extremely long half-life of anywhere from 24 to 48 hours compared to 4 to 6 hours with most other opioids. I remember I was in rehab with this dude. He was on methadone for 4 years. He ended up catching a charge and ended up doing a year in jail. He said he was literally sick for 6 months. He said he could feel it in his bone. He couldn't eat properly, he couldn't sleep, he had restless legs. He said it was literally hell. People don't realize how strong methadone is because by the time they get on it, their tolerance to opioids is already so high. It's so strong that you literally have to drive to the methadone clinic every morning to get your dose. You literally have to earn your trust at the clinic before they let you take home anything. Because if you double dose, you're gonna be fried. I know this girl that's a patient at a methadone clinic and she's trying real hard to get off it. So me being curious, I asked her what her plan was. She told me that the only way to do it is a slow taper. So I'm like, how slow? She showed me her plan. It literally was going to take damn near a whole year. Methadone is so strong that they have to taper it down by the milligram. And it's not like you're...
I don't feel like Kratom is going to be any easier. And obviously when he says yerks, he means perks. Oh, God damn it.
I will do, man.
So today, we're going to talk about the hardest girl that's a patient at a methadone clinic, and she's trying real hard to get off it. So me being curious, I asked her what her plan was. She told me that the only way to do it is a slow taper. So I'm like, how slow? She showed me her plan. It literally was going to take damn near a whole year. Methadone is so strong that they have to taper it down by the milligram. And it's not like yerks where you're popping 10s and 20s. Some people are taking 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams. So these tapers take a long time. Now, don't get it twisted. Methadone has saved a lot of people's lives, but it's not for everybody. My advice would be to do your research and ask around to see if it'll be good for you. So today, we're gonna...
Yeah, I mean, if you have an opiate or opioid addiction and it's not bad enough that you could, literally, I mean, survive just going cold turkey, that's the best way.
Talk about the hardest...
I choose to have you on this journey with me.
That's the older millennial.
You don't have to be here. You're a button click away from me not having you here. I choose to have you hang out with me. You don't have to. And here's the thing. If you don't want to hang out with me, leave. If you don't like what's happening here, if you're like, this is terrible, leave. Just scroll to another live. I'm doing this.
I keep seeing people I tried, but, I found you at a bad moment. But all right.
I keep seeing people like Dinesh Dasagi and so many others just being like, why don't we just forget about the list? Why don't we just move on? How about no? How about we literally never shut the fuck up about it ever? Okay, how about that? And then it's like, well, maybe it's being used as part of like some super secret, top secret blackmail plan that they're using it to gain. No, that's not happening.
I don't know if I would call that a crash out. I mean, hey, same shit. Same shit. If you don't like what you fuck out, there's plenty of other shit to see. But yeah, I would imagine that he had somebody like actually on the stream that he was just talking to, and they fucking raged out or whatever. But facts, like, ain't nobody forcing you to be here.
Like, they literally voted on this thing last night to reveal the documents. Why would any person vote not to reveal it? Why would that happen? And
because they're a pedo.
I exactly do almost the entirety of people that want to just move on from this or don't care about it or say it's a nothing burger. Why do they all support a very specific thing? Why is that? And then other people will be like, oh, why do you even care? What do you think he even has a list? Like it's just some list. It's not about the list, bro. And this is the thing is that I don't believe that people are actually stupid enough to think it's just a list. And what people want is just a list. And we'll all just be satisfied with this thing that's been promised to us for almost 10 years because...
I don't know, man. Hold on. Talking to some of the lefties I've talked to over the years, I think maybe they do think that we just want a list. Like, obviously, there's not a clear denomination of, okay, Bill Clinton was here and fucked this girl today, and that, like, that's not what we're looking for. But we're looking for, money trails, people who've been on the plane, people who've been on the island, stuff like that. But average lefty, I wouldn't be surprised. They're like, well, if there's no list that says Epstein's client list, first is this person at this time with this girl, then that's what they would look for. So maybe.
We just want a list. It's about prosecuting and bringing to justice an elite, multinational...
Yep, I agree, Dylan. We'll find out who killed John Benet Ramsey before the entire scope of the files are released, confirmed, and or written off. I don't think they... I've been saying, I don't think they ever planned to release them. Does Donald Trump know that? I don't know. But it does seem like the plan from the beginning was always to kick the can down the road as long as they could, and hopefully people would forget about it. But people like, who are in the government now, Donald Trump, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, go down the list, Alex Jones, all these people kept talking about it. And for whatever reason, Donald Trump either thought people would forget about it or didn't really know how deep the deep state was, and we were never, ever gonna get that list. Shout out to TBL Amelia. Said Trump is the Antichrist. Well, I don't even know what to say to that. Dylan said, at this point, I'm willing to believe that the Epstein files are just a pit of the swamp and the elite oligarch society. Yep. I mean, what other reason would there be to change up? Specifically with Trump. What other reason would you have to switch up and be like, yeah, we're going to release the files. Oh, why do you care about the files? Deep state was deeper than we ever knew. That's all I can... I mean, I'm just speculating, but that's all I can think of.
A coordination of people doing the most disgusting things imaginable. I thought we cared about kids. I thought we cared about justice. I thought we cared about the truth. Apparently we don't, though, if a certain type of person maybe is on there. Maybe if a certain person or group or nation or anything would be implicated in it. Now we don't care. What good is justice anywhere if not for this type of thing with these type of people involved? What
fucking preach?
What justice would you care about if not this? Like, wouldn't you want to know if your politicians are on there? Wouldn't you want to know that?
Yes. Absolutely, I would. And you make a great point. Dylan said, and we only know about the guys like Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Diddy because the swamp threw us a few bones / exiles. Yeah, if you think those are the only child trafficking rings that exist, if you think those are the only instances where people who have power are doing illicit things, oh, honey, sweetie, baby. Oh, no. The reason we care about Epstein specifically is because this is a very clear example that we can all latch onto because we all understand what we're talking about. If we're talking about John Doe Dudley Wright, who's, hanging out with the mayor of, bumfuck Indiana, I mean, like, yeah, that's a big deal too, but it doesn't really have the same sexiness as a news story.
And people just do not understand the context of this situation. People on the internet have been talking about Poopstein for well over a decade. This goes back to the early 2010, where this guy was a known scumbag, hiding in plain sight, and nobody was bringing him to justice. And he was proof positive that the global elite, and if you were connected enough, and if you knew enough world leaders and had enough money and fit into enough boxes, that you could get away with anything you want. And then
remember when you thought that TikTok was just teenagers dating?
despite being associated with all the people that we're told are so great and so smart and are so interconnected and so in control of our lives, he was still able to get away with it until the first Ghani administration, when it finally seemed that he was coming to justice. And every person that's been sitting here looking at this for over a decade is like, yo, look, finally, the outsider, the businessman, he's going to bring this scumbag to justice. Look, could this be one thing that a heroic man would do? And then
Nope. Nope. We thought. But nope. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. Even if there is some release at the behest of Trump, the way that he's reacted to people caring about this story that he's made so popular, among others, I will never, ever, ever forget that.
despite him being one of the most notorious and most disgusting and most connected criminals of our modern time, he gets put in this scumbag prison and then taken off of unalive watch, and then all of a sudden, mysteriously, he ends up losing his life. And then there's a mysterious picture that they somehow get at the perfect time, bringing him into the hospital for absolutely no reason at all. And then it's, oh, the guards fell asleep. And then, oh, it's the cameras didn't exist. And then it was like, oh, why do you guys even care? No, even though there's this person that looked at him after and gave him an autopsy and said, you know, these bones in your neck don't really break like that. And then when they moved him, when he was supposedly laying in that position, they moved him and didn't take photos of it. And all of this super suspect stuff. And we're all supposed to be like, oh, well, I don't know. Only to be left like, well, at least he's gone, but that's kind of suspect. That seems literally like the most obvious thing I've ever seen ever. And then they got...
Yeah. I also don't believe that Epstein is dead. I believe that it is way than anything else. There's no reason that he would have... there's no reason that he would be in the position that he was and then not be able to get out of, you know, whatever he was in. I just don't believe it. Oh, come on! What happened?
Well,
nobody cares that NPR and PBS were actual a waste of taxpayer money. All right.
PBS and NPR are getting the fun.
Now, forgive me for speaking out of turn, mister. I know you one of them highly educated folks, that you don't like us country folks. But the harsh reality of the matter is that ever since Public Works started getting funded by advertising, there was no longer a point to federal paying them. This is ignoring the fact that I can't keep up that accent for long because I'm a country suburban boy. So this is ignoring the fact that PBS, 1% of their budget comes from federal funding, and NPR is something like 10%, 15%. So you're not even necessarily talking a major loss of revenue because they're still being funded completely.
I gotta be honest, I do not care about PBS. They could go bankrupt, they could be, Dylan says, the 2 missing minutes. What happened to Epstein? Coming soon to some bookstore near you, maybe. Probably not, though.
By advertisers.
Hi, I'm Santana, and I will be portraying 18-year-old server Santana. I'm a 25-year-old woman, and I'm a dirty old fuck.
This is what it's like when I go to work. Actually, I don't know what she's getting into, so...
Hi, how's everyone doing today? Well, thank you. Are you Mexican? Yeah. So, have we had enough time to look over the menu? I want to eat outside. I'm not eating outside. Sorry about him. Are y'all wanting a few minutes to decide where it is you're wanting to eat? No, I'm not eating outside. I'm eating outside. So, wait on me out there. Gets up, walks out, seats himself on the patio. Okay. I'll just go ahead and start with you, ma'am, and then I'll get his order outside in a minute. Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm ready. I want 2
double cheeseburgers with fries and mac and cheese. I want a Bloody Mary, and then after that I want a glass of wine. For now I want a coffee, and I want an ice water. And
Girl knows what she wants.
And for the appetizers, I would like appetizer number 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, are you ordering for him as well? Are you wanting some of those dishes to be sent outside? No, fuck that guy. I'll be taking some to-go boxes too. Cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna go check on that guy. Hey, sir. So I got your lady friend started off with some things in there. Have you had enough time to look over the menu? Do you know how much I paid for that stupid fucking bitch? Huh? That dumb fucking whore in there. Do you know how much I fucking paid for her? All for her to not even sit with me out here? Can you believe that?
What?
Unbelievable. How about you, though? You said you're Mexican, right? Half. Only half? Is it your mom or your dad that's Mexican? Probably your mom. I bet she hopped on that big white dick to get a green card, huh? I bet you take after your mama. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am white myself. Let me take your virginity. Hi, I'm Santana, and I will be...
I'm a dude, so I'm gonna get it like that, but it do be like that.
I think one of my most delusional takes has to be that when I'm watching a TV show or movie, sometimes I'm like, I could be an actor. Obviously, I'm not talking about the best actors in the world. I'm not comparing myself to the superstars. But sometimes I'll be watching a show.
Dude, now that I'm thinking about it, you should not have taken that. You took...
The Nightmare Trip Sitter. So if you didn't... Yeah, right? That is going to pass. So if you don't get the context... God damn it. If you don't get the context, what in the hell is going on? The context of a trip sitter talking about taking some Sid or some shrooms and having a guy, trip sit you.
Way too much. Dude, now that I'm thinking about it, you should not have taken that. You took way too much.
You can't go back now, bro. You can't go back.
Dude, you're freaking me the fuck out.
I've had a trip sitter like this.
Dude, I know. I can hear your heartbeat. Dude, you need to slow your breathing down like this. Your side effects include schizophrenia, seizures, and heart attacks. This can all happen to you right now. What are you gonna do? Do you think we're actually ever truly forgiven?
Dude, I think I just need to go outside.
I've already locked all the doors in the house. You cannot leave. You are safe here with me.
Dude, now that I'm thinking, what movies are missing from the New York Times list of the 100 best movies of the 21st century so far?
Good question.
There's only 100 spots, obviously, but I do think there's a lot that could have been included, so let's get into it. There's no Star Wars movie on the list. I think that Rogue One is the greatest Star Wars movie ever made and should have been
Still, never seen a Star Wars movie.
Included. An opinion that, in my experience with Star Wars fans, I'm sure they'll all handle very rationally in the comments. Very much my opinion, but I believe The Aviator is the best biopic of all time. I think it is both...
Have you guys seen this movie? The Aviator? I remember seeing, commercials on TV when it came out. But it didn't seem like... this seems like it was from, 2000 or something? Maybe I have to check that out. So we aren't even done with the 21st century. Wait, what? Oh, best... I think it means so far. Obviously.
Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance and Martin Scorsese's best movie. I said what I said. Of course, there's no Spike Lee films on the list because it would just be too crazy to recognize an American genius because some of his movies made you uncomfortable that one time. I'm glad we got 15, 20 Paul Thomas Anderson films on the list. Good job. This movie is incredible. It is absolutely one of the 100 best films of the 21st century. It's ridiculous to suggest otherwise. I'm not going to hear any other arguments about it. Arguably...
Never even heard of that movie. There is no way that he's going to say The Hangover is one of the best movies of this century.
The flat-out funniest movie of the century so far is not on this list. I recognize that...
Bruh. You can only have this opinion that The Hangover is a top-tier comedy if you are under 25 years old. I don't know how old he is. Maybe he is under 25 years old. But, just to list off Grandma's Boy, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Road Trip, Euro Trip, you're going to tell me that all of those are not as good? Come on, bro.
Some view The Hangover as somewhat diluted by sequels that were not as good and not as funny. There's no
Fair. That is absolutely fair. I do believe that the Hangover series was weighed down by the sequels, or at least this is the second one. But The Hangover being the funniest movie of this century is insanity. So the jump from Black Klansman to Hangover is crazy. He's an ally for sure. I'll say it like this. I've watched a lot of that guy's videos, and he talks about movies and stuff, so he doesn't really get into politics a lot. But that's a very obvious. There's obvious tells when people are talking about movies and TV that they are one of those. I will say I don't know, but he's never said anything that's made me think, oh, he's one of those. But he might just be younger. Like I don't know. But, what do you think is the funniest movie? Put it in the chat. What is the funniest movie of this century? And that goes back to 2000. That's 25 years of movies. And The Hangover is a fun... Come on.
denying the stranglehold this movie had on culture. We put Bridesmaids on the list. We put Anchorman on the list. I just really think this one belongs. No, M. Night
I mean, okay, Anchorman, Bridesmaids, those were good and unique. And I mean, The Hangover was funny because of what it was, but it wasn't very unique at all. I mean, you want to talk about sexism. Bridesmaids is probably the best female-led movie, at least the best female-led comedy.
Shyamalan films on the list, and I just want to say that in a century that has been completely dictated by superhero movies, this is literally the best one. I need to make a separate video about this movie because there's too much to say about how brilliant it is and how still unrecognized it is. Getting a little more niche, even by my own opinion. The last few choices are a bit more editorial, I admit. I absolutely love Good Night and Good Luck. A super hot
Never heard of this movie.
take about this movie is the big Oscar controversy that year where Crash beat Brokeback Mountain. This movie was also nominated for Best Picture that year, and I think
nobody's going to put their favorite comedy from this century in the chat.
Was the best nominee of all those choices. I'll simply say this about Gone Baby Gone. Of any movie released in the 21st century, I think about and debate with other people the end of this movie more than any film made this century.
Yet again, I've never heard of this movie. Based on a novel? I gotta check this shit out.
It truly presents a moral conundrum that has genuinely left me for years wondering what I would do in the same situation. If that's not powerful filmmaking, I don't know what is. And finally, in this writer's opinion, the best movie that is not on this list, The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. A stone-cold American masterpiece. It was released
So, okay, Dylan, I don't know if you've seen this. I haven't seen this. The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. Based on the imagery there, that seems like a very Americana type of movie. Be kind of based. Can you guys hear me when I switch between the little circle thing here and when I come here, or should I wait until I'm fully on screen? But yeah, I never heard of it either. But I bet you. See, again, we're on YouTube. I can't watch the trailer. But I bet if we were to watch the trailer, that we would see that it would be something similar to what Yellowstone the show is. Just very Americana. Just like, America great. Isn't America awesome? And, if he's saying that, then he can't be that woke. Shout out to Hector. Welcome to the party. Thank you for the feedback. Maybe glitches slightly. Word up, so I'll make sure I'm here. Thank you. No.
Same year as both There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men, movies that are ranked 3rd and 6th on this list. I will argue that this movie is better than both of them. In an era of social media, it takes this really old classic story. It presents this narrative about infamy, how even our heroes put on these facades that aren't even real. My favorite Brad Pitt performance, I'm still just waiting for this movie to catch on. I really believe it was so ahead of its time in what it was doing and the story it was trying to tell. Again, creating this neo-Western for the age of social media about unwanted attention and how achieving fame can turn you into this thing you didn't want to be. So
Damn, maybe this will be a movie night movie.
brilliant. And I truly think it was so far ahead of its time that the culture and the zeitgeist haven't caught up to it yet. Drop in the comments.
All right, interesting movies. Interesting movies. Let's move on.
Did y'all see that video of that one girl saying that millennials, specifically between 30 and 35 years old,
That's me.
Are really weird and like we never grew up? As a millennial born in 1991, what are you talking about? Did y'all see that video?
I definitely agree. I'm a big ass child.
You guys can confirm how much you love them.
Ready to go?
Yeah, we back with Trey. Shout out to Trey Riggs. When you don't lie to the kids.
Go.
Yeah, let me just say bye to my son and baby moms. Then we can head over to Terry House.
Exactly, Dylan. Kidulting. That's the way to live.
All right, cool.
Hey.
Dad!
Hey, little man.
Dad, look at this dance. I was watching how I learned this dance.
Well, let me see.
Okay.
That was very good. That's
And look,
very
I
good.
can dance like Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Look, Dad, I'm Michael Jackson.
Wow, look at the move. Trash, nigga. Bro, you want me to D-ride him, bro? It's trash, nigga. It was trash. He talking about, look, Daddy, I'm dancing like Michael. And then he dead. Michael never dead. Michael never did that. Michael never dead, bro. Everybody knows that. Like, he's trash. I'm not going cat, bro. You suck, nigga. Are you serious?
Hey, my mommy said I would have been Michael Jackson's next backup dancer. She said I was that good.
You would have been Michael's next victim, nigga. You would have been right for his pickings. Because you must have lost your mind if you think Michael would have let you dance like that in a music video. You would have been his lunch break.
What? I'm going to my mom's.
Nah, nigga, you tripping, bro. Like, he's a kid. He's a little kid, bro. He was going to win. He's a kid. He was going to win. Ready to go?
That's all shitty because people will take his original videos and then take out the background and put some other background. This isn't his main page, but you know he's got him in the caption here, so good enough.
So today we're gonna talk about the
my boy.
fastest acting drug in the whole world, Air Duster. Air Duster is an inhalant. It's basically those.
Have you guys ever done that air duster shit? I've never done it. And I was already into drugs when I realized that people did that. Same, and like, you know, when I was younger, I was straight edge, so I wasn't gonna, you know, get into that shit. I've always been curious.
Aerosol cans that you get from the store that they use to clean computers and stuff. Yes, people use them to get high. It can literally kill you the first time you ever try it. The reason why I say it's the fastest acting drug is because before you even exhale it, your whole reality changes in 1 second. First time I ever tried it, I was terrified. I inhaled it, I blew it out, I was scared to death. It was the worst hallucinations of my life. But thank God, within 35 to 45 seconds, it was all over. At that point, I never wanted to do it ever again. But my friends that did it all day long, every single day. I never understood why they liked it so much. But surprisingly, using Duster is extremely common. And since Duster is the fastest acting drug, it also means it has the shortest high. So when people use it, they literally chase it all day long. My friends that run through cans of it every day. And it's crazy because a lot of people feel like since they sell it in stores that it's safe or it's not that bad for you. But I know plenty of people that
They don't sell it to put in your body. Yeah, we've all done the with the permanent marker. That gets you a little buzz, but I have a feeling it's not like these dusters.
lost their light to Duster. It's nothing to play around with. So if you see anybody using it and they offer it to you, do not try it. Your first hit could literally kill you. And I promise you, the high is not worth it. So don't do drugs, y'all. So
Watching Breaking Bad for the first time has to be like a top 5 moment in life, bro. I remember everyone would tell me, oh, Breaking Bad is good. My dad, my mom. I'll be like, that shit can't be that good, bro. And then I got through the first season in 1 day. I finished the entire show in a week. Breaking Bad is that good. Breaking Bad is worth the hype. Everyone thinks it's some type of cliche to say Breaking Bad.
And Better Call Saul is better. But it's one story, so it doesn't count.
I asked my boyfriend to make a list of all the things that I do that annoys him.
I did.
Okay?
All right. Number 1.
Wait. You actually made a list?
Yeah, you told me to make a list.
But you actually made a list.
Yeah, I made a list. Do you want me to read it?
No, I don't want you to read it. You're supposed to say, no, I'm not making a list because nothing you could do would ever annoy me because I love you so much. You're the love of my life.
Just because you're the love of my life doesn't mean you don't annoy me. There's things you do.
So then I'm not the...
Number 1, snores.
What the... That's just... Who cares?
The list goes on and on.
Who cares about snoring? Seriously?
Okay.
It's like I can control that.
So why don't you respect the list?
Respect the list.
No, you're not. You should have made a list.
You told me to make a list.
Yeah,
I took the time to write it down.
It was a test, and you failed because you're not supposed to be making lists about me. You're supposed to say that I'm perfect.
You are perfect.
So then why is there a list if I'm so
Because
perfect?
you annoy me sometimes.
Well, then you don't love me. That's what that means. If I'm annoying you, then you don't love me. I asked my boyfriend to make a list.
Why aren't you dating? What? This guy's got some good opinions. Learn to post on social media without caring. Oh, that is something I definitely had to learn.
Genuinely, one of the most freeing things you could do is learning to post on social media without caring. As much as I'm sure some people out there deny it and try to tell themselves that they don't actually want to post on social media, learning to post on social media without the fear of judgment of other people is one of the key things to building self-confidence. My personal opinion, I would say 95% of people have something that they would love to go and share and post on the internet, but they have this fear that their high school friends are going to be making fun of them, that their family...
They will. Those are the people who will be the... God damn it. Where was I? There we go. Those are the people that will be the meanest people that will judge your social media and stuff like that, is the people that you think are going to be into it. You got to learn that, like, if you're going to be online, all of the people that you think care will not care. It's an entirely different thing.
He's going to see it and like talk about it in the group chat. And genuinely, even when I wasn't getting views on my videos, it was one of the most freeing things, just being able to post and be like, I don't really care anymore. And in my personal opinion, it 2000% builds your self-confidence because it teaches you to just authentically be yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be very obviously copying other people's personalities. And like I said, even when I was doing YouTube years ago, when I was like 11 years old and all of my videos would get no views, it taught me the skill set of learning to talk on camera, which is a valuable skill whether you think you're going to need it or not. I always use this example, but the thing that I never understood about people who are too scared to post on social media, or they start posting for a little bit and they give up when they don't get views in the first like 3 months, is that the best thing about social media is it's unlike if you wanted to be a sports athlete, where if you don't make it as a professional football player by like 23, the odds of you making it are slim to none. But the beautiful thing about social media is you can post for literally 20 years.
YouTube, this is tobacco. It's green tobacco, in case anybody is wondering.
Straight. And then finally when you're...
Oh my God.
Girls, the day before they ghost you. Oh boy, been there.
What's so funny?
Nothing. My friends are just gonna roast me when they find out I actually like someone for once. Oh my God, you're so funny. You make me feel like a kid again. You're so stupid. Do you have any baby pictures of yourself on your phone? I feel like you were so cute. Text your mom. I'm sure she has some. You can send her one of us, too. Just promise you're not gonna hurt me, okay? Oh my God.
What's the facts? The day before she ghosts you. The day before.
Today's all
stinks. Does anybody remember that guy on TikTok like 2 years ago that was tattooing everybody on his face that pissed him off in comments?
That dude was awesome. Yeah, see, stuff like this where there's nobody's talking or anything, I skip these immediately.
I'm pretty sure she likes you.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Oh, you are gonna love this. Shout out to, I can't even read that. What does that say? V2 Zeus? V2 Zeus? To the max. You are right, sir. Including that. Welcome to the party. I'm doom scrolling, so you don't have to.
Because she followed you. Yeah. She liked your story.
I'm sorry that she liked my old post.
Like you have to actually look at my friends list. See her.
Usually they have one of their, it's like a group of them. and one of them has their phone hooked up to the TV, and they're breaking down text with a girl.
Posts. Click the follow button. She actually had to click on the story. Hit like on the story.
It was a like of the story, and it was a like of the old post. And the post. Yeah, I don't know if I told you about the like of the post, but it was a double whammy twofold.
Did you like your post?
I can help the next hungry mother clucker. I guess that's me. Hello. Hello, sir. Welcome to Cluck and Fuck. What can I get started for you? That's wild, but can I just try like whatever the most popular item is on the menu? That'll be the Clucker Fucker, which is our famous fried chicken sandwich. Okay, and what comes on that? It comes with our white...
It comes with our fucking cluck sauce. This is this was the trend of like the millennial burger places.
Gooey man sauce and our dill thickles. Okay, let's do the white gooey man sauce on the side, please. And I'm assuming thickles are... Those are our extra thick pickles. Great, let's do that, please. Okay, and are you a tit or an ass man? Why? That's how we ask if you want a chicken breast or thigh with that. Yeah. I guess I'll do the breast for this, please. My guy, do you want that busty or petite? I'll do busty. Wait, say that louder. I'll do busty. Okay. But there's nothing wrong with petite, just for the record. Okay, and what kind of spice level do you want? Can I just do like 8 out of 10 heat? I don't know what crazy name you have for that, but... We call that hot here. Hot, okay, normal, cool. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be some like insane name. Anyway, you want gangbang fries with that? There it is. Yeah, it comes with our white gooey man sauce, our mac and cheeks, and our thickles. Okay, that actually sounds good. Yeah, I'm done. All right, is that gonna be all for you today, man? Yeah. Great, so we got one bust.
So if you fart, nobody cares.
Asking my Gen Alpha kids about laughing at farts in the classroom. When she says my kids, I'm going to assume that she's a teacher.
Nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. What do they do?
Oh, maybe not.
If you fart.
There's nothing. They continue doing their work or whatever they're doing normally.
What?
I think it depends on when it happens, baby.
Why aren't farts funny anymore?
I mean, because it's just like one. It's like laughing at hiccups, basically.
It's like laughing.
Kids today think that laughing at a fart is the same as hiccup? What are we doing?
Yeah, hiccups.
You can't control them.
What about if it stinks? Do the people, if it stinks, are people like, oh, you smelled the classroom up, you stinker, you stink, you farted?
All people do is this.
Oh, they just do the mask?
They do that.
They're like,
and then that.
Until it's done?
Until it's done.
Kids are so fucking boring. How is this not even halfway done with the video?
That's all.
Nobody laughs.
Nobody.
That's crazy. How do kids not find farts funny?
In second grade either, nobody laughed?
Nobody laughs.
Second grade and fifth grade. All throughout elementary school, the whole time you've been in elementary school, has anybody laughed? Like, do people laugh at farts? Or is it something that, like, did it happen eventually? Or, like, you've never really laughed at farts?
It probably happened, like, in kindergarten or pre-K.
Yeah. But it was, like, really immature to laugh at a fart. So, like, once you get to, like, first...
Were we not just talking? Millennials are perpetually children. Farts are funny. I don't care who you are.
Grade, you're just like, it's not funny anymore.
I think there was a thing in those grades, but those grades are like the back of my memory right now. I can't really remember them that good.
I don't think there's ever been a year where pre-Kers don't laugh at farts.
Okay, yeah. So pre-K laugh at farts.
Okay.
Yeah. After that,
I'm sure.
it's like...
Maybe...
What about does the teacher ever laugh?
No.
Duh.
Duh. I feel like as the teacher, if I was there, I might be like...
No.
that kid farted!
Everybody just completely silent.
So, I mean, like, is it a big deal that kids are not laughing at farts? Obviously not. But that is such a ubiquitous thing to just disappear. How does that happen? I'm literally trying to work it out in my mind, and it doesn't make sense. How did we get here? How did we get here?
Everybody's...
Oh, there is my...
you're my best friends who just made a reservation for 8:30 and told me 8. Well played, because I just showed up at 8:22 and was
Worst kind of people. If you are people are the worst kind of person. I'm lazy. I like to procrastinate, all that stuff. But I'm so punctual that I don't understand how people can be so flippantly late like that. Stop being late.
like to the hostess, this table for 8 o'clock, and she was like, for 8:30? She was like, you're the first one here, and I was like, well played, well played.
Like, at what point, as a grown-ass adult, do you realize that you're disrespecting your friends?
Yup.
Because, like, thinking this is funny, like, girl, you were the only person that thinks this is funny.
Yup.
Oh, my friends told me 8:30 because they knew I was going to be astronomically late. Like, there are restaurants out there, and their policy is everybody has to be there before you can be sat. Can you imagine somebody...
And even if they don't, as somebody who works in a restaurant, if it's earlier than your table, then now my table is being taken up by one person, and I'm not getting any money from that. You're just a menace to everybody around you.
Making 8 o'clock reservations for you, and they have to wait around for 22 minutes because you're not there when you're supposed to be.
Facts. All right, I'm going to try to do this without you guys. I'm going to try to recognize what this notification is without doxing anybody. Oh, it doesn't even say. Beautiful, beautiful.
You need to meet surgeon.
It's like a safe space, man. I lit a candle and shit.
Jesse Pinkman is your couples therapist.
Yo, I got glasses, so you know I mean it.
I just felt like the other day he really should have apologized.
Apologize then, go. Anxious attachment style is like what I'm picking up on from you. And then it's like avoided for you.
Sexually, we just don't have like.
Whoa. Sexual, like, ew. I'll keep my shit down on lock if you just keep that like icky shit away from me. All right, yo?
Aren't you your couples therapist?
Fine, let's discuss it. What's going on? My guy's here. Hey, chill. Yo, I got clients talking about their like boners and shit.
I think I might be feeling a bit better, actually.
That's right, bitch. Yes.
Hey, don't go calling her a bitch.
Oh, no. That's just like the way I communicate. That's my style. It's like shit talking style, yo.
Is that in this book?
Yeah, it's a chapter I wrote in Sharpie. You'll see. It's called the bitch chapter. Yes. Social science, bitch. Yes.
There's a different dude who reenacts scenes from Breaking Bad, but he does it in a really serious way. And it's an English dude, but similar to like Andrew Lincoln in The Walking Dead. He does Walt, Jesse, and Gus. He does them so well.
I'm gonna come out and say it, but these reports about Bruce Willis's health are simply disgusting. Yesterday we saw...
Wait, according to reports, Bruce Willis can no longer speak or read and has difficulty walking. From what? I haven't heard anything about this.
Countless huge news accounts say that, according to reports, that Bruce Willis can no longer speak or read and has difficulty walking. Except
notice how they're all the exact same wording.
There is literally nothing reporting that. There is no reports. So much so that Twitter...
All right, let's check it. Let's check. Let's not trust TikTok. Let's actually... Bruce Willis. That should be in the news, right? Okay. So we got the Economic Times saying Bruce Willis can't speak, read, and walk. Here's what happened to the Die Hard actor. Bruce Willis, Die Hard, frontotemporal dementia. He's 70? God damn. Okay, well, this is reporting that. What you talking about, bro? FTD, fresh to death. What is happening? Oh my god, these freaking ads. Okay, well, let's see what he says, but there's very clearly an article about it. Little trick. Little trick on TikTok. In order to view your history, because it does that a lot for whatever reason, if you just search period, you'll be able to view your history. And
I'm going to come out and say it, but these read and has difficulty walking. I said that there is literally nothing reporting that. There is no reports. So much so that Twitter called out their misinformation. And the last time we got an update on his condition was literally in April from Demi Moore, and that he was in state.
Bro, this video is 4 hours old, and the article, when is the article from? The article's from yesterday.
Condition. But because of these reports, now you have actual news outlets reporting this, which is absolutely insane and honestly sickening. These posts literally have 29 million views and 13 million views. Like, this is, I can't comprehend.
I don't understand the point of this video. Like, why are you making this video?
It's like a safe space.
I was like, another one. All right. I mean, real quick, since where are we? You guys aren't talking, but there's people here, so I'm going to assume that you guys are, or it might be just a rotation of different people. So say something if you're enjoying it. We could do this more often if you like, but I just figured why not. Back to Come on.
Oh my God, a monster is rampaging through this town. But there's only one thing we should do before we go. What is it? I'll tell you what, bend over. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Hey Trey, you forgot your holy Bible. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Can I help you? Hey, Wiener Dog. I'm just calling back about... Wait, who is this?
Who's this?
Wait, who is this?
Patty.
Patty! I knew it was you. How are you?
I'm fine. Who's calling?
Patty. Patty, I'm choking.
Susan?
Yeah.
Hi there, what can I get you?
Salam. Ansama.
Excuse me?
You're not patient?
No.
Oh my God, I could have sworn you were.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle!
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not raining. It's not raining.
This is
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor.
What makes you think that there is any way that you're getting out of that situation? You're not getting out of that. The only thing you can do by arguing and protesting is making things worse. There's a reason you can go to court. I will never understand.
Why did you pull me over?
I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
What are you stopping though?
25 seconds. If you're not for the driver, just slam the door and lock it. Yep. If anybody responded, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please.
No, obviously, like, you're resisting. Come on, bro.
You crossed the white line a couple of times. Everything okay? Yes, sir. Where are you coming from?
I'm going home.
Where are you coming from?
I don't have to answer.
Step out of the car for me.
Why?
Because I'm asking you.
Please, with all due respect.
Step out of the car. With all due respect.
Can I have your badge number and
Sir,
your name?
absolutely. When I finish my traffic stop.
I would like
Oh
it.
Yikes. Again, if you are just joining, welcome. I am the Indian Jesus, and I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, down in my studio. But I just figured, hey, I got off work, and let's hang out. So hit the like, subscribe, and let's hang out.
Now.
Get out of the car before I pull you out of it.
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
This is my property.
And I'm asking you
Don't know
to step
why.
out of your property.
Are we
Like the sovereign citizens. I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
No.
What are we?
For the 10th time, step out of
You're
the
not
car.
wrong. You've asked me to a number of times, but we're peers.
Step out of the car for me for the 20th time now.
No, it's not the 20th. You just said the 10th, and now it's maybe the 11th or 12th.
I'm going to ask you one more time, then I'm going to pull you out of the car.
I can't defend myself against you.
Yeah, then maybe you should shut the fuck up and get out of the car.
And you would not even think about how that works.
You know how it works?
I know how it works. You pull me out of my car, even though I've done nothing wrong.
You smell of alcohol is coming from your breath while I'm talking to you. You're being completely belligerent for no reason at all. You're argumentative.
I am so much more coherent than you are. It's insane.
I bet he's got a master's degree.
Skip out of the car.
Why am I being detained?
Because you're making me feel unsafe right now.
Is that the lawful reason for detaining me?
Stand there. You cross what?
At this point, our government needs to fucking collapse. I'm over it. As a leftist...
Yeah. Oh, boy. I was going to skip this because of the glasses. But when you start your videos as a leftist, oh, we are in for it. Shout out to all of the disciples. Again, I am a Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense.
I do not worship politicians. I don't know a single person, a leftist, liberal, Democrat, who does worship politicians. We don't give a fuck who's on the list.
Well, clearly you don't care who's on the list because you don't care about children. But hey, shout out to Midmost and Mark. Welcome to the party. This leftist lady talking about we don't care about the client list. But she also said that we don't care about politicians. And maybe the leftists don't care about an individual politician. Maybe there's not one politician where it's like, oh, whatever that guy says, I'm with him. But the establishment of the politicians, you sure as shit care about what they say.
I wouldn't care if my own fucking parents were on the list. All of this back and forth and this look over here, anything but the files, look over here. Yo.
Hopefully he's getting indicted.
It just, like, throw it all away. Literally throw it all away. Like, our government...
Yeah, who cares about our government doing that?
Needs to fucking collapse at this point.
Me too.
At this point, our...
Leftism, ladies and gentlemen, leftism. Right in front of your face. Stupid glasses, stupid ideas.
Yeah, you thought, stupid. Ain't nobody calling you. Ain't nobody texting you either. Matter of fact, nobody even thinking about you. Hey, look at me when I'm talking, you lonely ass boy. You know how boring it is in this pocket, day after day with no action? It's depressing. I'm depressed. How would you feel if you had to go weeks without getting any type of... You know what? Why the hell am I asking you? You've never even heard of action.
That's a good one. We've all heard the Phantom Ring.
It's the craziest thing you've heard in therapy.
I actually keep $1 in my purse, and I tell anyone if they can beat...
You keep $1 in your purse?
Then they get to keep the dollar if they can beat the story.
Okay.
But I had a gentleman who I worked with briefly, and he was having a sexual relationship with his mother since he was...
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
We were having a good night. Do we have a picture of the mom? Before we cast blame, Your Honor! Would you tell him to make him get over that?
Unfortunately, I think I startled him a little bit because when he came to me, he was older. He was in his 60s. His mom was in her...
Have they been having it since 15? Continuous? I have to do a whole lot of comedy after this. I will not have anything close to as good as this. All right, so what was your advice?
I scared him away because at this point, his mother, by the time he came to me, she had changed cognitively. And then I had to talk to him about elder abuse versus child abuse.
Does that mean he was RPing his mom?
He was in his dementia mom? You will keep that dollar. Holy God. Good pick. Glad I picked you. Yucky. This whole show is pointless now.
I agree. I don't know how we can come back.
Yeah, and when you say that economic policies are...
Shout out to Dean Withers, in case you're not familiar. Dean Withers is it's an anxiety pen! And then 2 days later, he told his entire audience to dox a dude because he said that children can't consent. That's Dean Withers.
Yeah, and when you say that economic policies are, quote-unquote, one of the most important...
Midmos said, your algorithm is pretty boss, my friend. Enjoy your stream. I'm watching a lackluster review of the black dude who was beaten and arrested last month for driving while black. Yeah, that's the only reason. Well, thanks for stopping by, brother.
Okay, I get that. Right. All right, now let me ask you this. When your beautiful wife, by the way, birthed your children, when your child came out of her, were you watching by chance?
I mean, it was the birth of my kid.
Okay, and now let me ask you this. Was your child naked when that occurred?
Well, yeah, no shit, dude. What do you think, a blue-feathered stork dropped him off?
Okay, I'm starting to get what you're saying here, right? What you like to do in your free time is go to the nearest Little League game and then peep into all the changing rooms.
Excuse me, because
I
watched my child's
Is that what you do? Chat, find where this guy lives.
What
right?
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm with child safety here. Okay? Yeah, I'll do you one better. Kidnap his kid, right? We don't like that.
This is why no one likes your stupid liberals.
Yeah.
Hey, get me
kidnap him. Kidnap all of them.
You claim to be on the world ground of things.
Let's watch this together.
From ever filling any prescription medications from CVS.
Oh no.
She seems like fun. Wait, what is she even saying?
Let's watch this together.
From ever filling any prescription medications from CVS.
Oh no.
Ever again. I am a recovering addict. The reason I became an addict was...
That makes sense.
Because at 19 years old, a doctor prescribed me a pretty hefty prescription of pain medication that I should have never gotten. And unfortunately, my Crohn's disease got more and more severe in my 20s, and I just couldn't take the pain anymore, and I became more and more addicted to pain medications. I fill my medications early because life happens. I'm busy, I'm working night shift, or I'm sleeping, or just to be prepared for when I run out so I don't have to run to the pharmacy to grab anything. Most times with narcotics and my insurance specifically, I can fill my medications up to 2 to 3 days early. That's what my insurance allows. Well, I always had little arguments with the pharmacy because they tell me they couldn't do it 3 days ahead. They could do it 2 days ahead. Fine, whatever. Still got my medication, no problem.
Let's go.
Now,
What's
for the last
point?
year and a half, I have been clean off of prescription pain meds. So I, for the last year and a half, have been on a assisted medication to keep me off of those medications. It basically just helps stop the cravings and stop the withdrawals at the end of the day. Nothing crazy, doesn't give you any of those crazy feelings like a narcotic does, but it is considered a narcotic at the end of the day. And that's where the issue comes into play sometimes when it comes to, when it can be filled, how many days, whatever. Now, my doctor had called in my prescription a little early, which I already knew because I went to my doctor's appointment a little early because of my work schedule, which no big deal.
I stopped caring. Hold on, let's oh, this is sponsored.
You know how I describe the economic and social classes in this country? The upper class.
Again, this is not him talking. This is another audio, so I always...
So I've been repeatedly asked to weigh in on the William McNeil Jr. incident. I guess because people aren't
I'm not sure, but I'm going to assume that that's the guy that we were just watching in the body cam.
Angry enough about it yet, and here's my thoughts on it. I'm going to adopt the exact same thing that so many of you liberals have been throwing into my comments lately. That being, he should have just complied. He is the reason he got punched in the face. And let's
So, if you are not up on TikTok drama, this guy, the older millennial, got arrested for missing a probation appointment, and because he is a conservative content creator, then everybody on the left was like, you're the worst ever! And there was something with resisting arrest that they thought was part of his thing, and they kept saying, you should have complied, you should have complied, you should have complied, and now he gets to spit it right back in their face.
He should have just complied. He is the reason he got punched in the face. And let's be real about this for a second. This man did almost everything wrong you could be doing in a car. He was driving on a suspended license, which is an arrestable offense. He was driving without insurance, which is an arrestable offense. And he had weed on him, which is an arrestable offense. Before y'all start talking about why was he pulled over in the first place, in Florida, in inclement weather, you have to turn your headlights on. It's not a fucking request. And for all you people saying, the sky looked clear, you very obviously don't fucking live in Florida. We can have perfectly clear skies and have a fucking rainstorm. We can also have perfectly clear skies and then a mile later have a hurricane. So just because you didn't see the weather, that doesn't make it okay. Was it like a valid reason to pull somebody over? It's cheap. But also, dude should have just complied. But he didn't, not because he was enforcing his constitutional right, but because he knew he was driving on suspended with no insurance, didn't comply because he was committing a fuckload of crimes at the same time.
Yup.
God is the ultimate addicting, unpredictable partner.
Agreed.
This is a well-studied psychological phenomenon called intermittent reinforcement. It's like how a slot machine works, and we know that it's the most addictive form of reward. So how this works...
So I have perfect expertise on this specifically, because for those of you who don't know, I am a dog trainer, and intermittent treating is how you learn, how you wean your dog off of expecting a treat every time that you ask them to do something. So let's say you are trying to teach your dog to sit, and you give them the command, and they sit, and fine, I'll clean my hands. There we go. Clean as a whistle. You tell them to sit, they sit, you give them a treat. You do it again, you do it again, you do it again. So now the dog understands every time I sit, I'm going to get a treat. But then you're stuck to giving a treat to your dog every single time you ask them to sit or do anything else. And so what you can do is start doing every third one, you skip the treat and you just give praise or whatever. And then you start doing it more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And it turns doing the command that you're asking into, exactly like she just said, almost like playing a slot machine, where it's like, I just heard the command sit. Sometimes I get a treat for that. So let me pull the slot machine and see if I get a treat this time. No treat this time. Maybe I'll get it next time. That is the most addictive way to get people or animals to do anything. And her argument here is that religion does exactly that. And I'm having a hard time disagreeing. Again, if you are new here, I am Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. I am live down in the studio every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please do hit that like and subscribe. It's a good time.
In relationship is that if you get love and affection or good feelings sometimes, but cold and distant other times, that actually doesn't repel us. It creates emotional instability that hooks us in harder. And so the brain that's in this kind of state of confusion starts trying to figure out, what did I do to cause this? And it gets more addicted to this partner. That kind of unpredictability creates more dopamine spikes than if you were just to predict a predictable reward.
Exactly. So it's more addictive to the dog to think that maybe I'm going to get a treat instead of, yeah, I know I'm going to get a treat.
And we also know that intermittent reinforcement also makes people more superstitious. And we can even see this in animals, that if you give pigeons rewards sometimes but not other times, they'll create little rituals. They'll start bobbing their head because they did that last time to see if that will work. And they start doing very unusual, ritualistic, superstitious behavior, even in pigeons. So some people's relationship with God is really an addictive kind of relationship, because sometimes when you pray, you feel something good, but sometimes nothing happens. And sometimes you feel like God is working on your behalf. You get the job or you get some blessing. And sometimes it feels like long stretches where you don't feel like God is watching over you at all. And instead of that turning people away from God, it actually makes our brain more addicted to God, because now we're trying to figure out, is God testing me? Do I need to fast more? Do I need to pray more? Do I need to do this? What is God
Or maybe he doesn't exist at all.
doing? And it makes us so obsessed that we start increasing rituals to try to figure out how to get the reward from God. It's an addictive, abusive relationship. And when people are with this partner in real life, they always blame themselves. It must be me. It creates like guilt and dependency and obsession.
Or if you're talking to somebody else and I'm expressing that I don't feel God in my heart, that, oh, you must be doing something wrong. If you just keep your heart open, if you just keep your mind open, if you keep trying, one day, maybe you'll be in the right position. Or maybe there's no God.
Which is also what we see with people's relationship with God. When God is absent, they say it must be me. And so people praying and not feeling God there, or bad things happening to people even if they feel like they were doing the right things, that doesn't actually turn people away from God. It actually makes their relationship with God more superstitious and more addictive. And people who are in those relationships in real life, if they get out of that situation and get therapy and they're able to see how they were sucked in and they were able to see how it wasn't good for their mental health, we'll talk about how much freer and happier they are outside of that relationship. And you hear that from people who had an abusive relationship with God too, that they're doing much better outside of this relationship.
Yup. And, yeah, I mean, I guess that is a good time to sign off. Again, if you are new here, I am the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and drop videos almost every single day. So you should definitely subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff, and join my Discord server. It is absolutely free to hang out, and we are 24/7 just hanging out in there, talking about all this kind of stuff. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace. I don't know how long this actually